Once again, this is the What It Takes radio program with a blast from the past. And this is part of Interesting Ideas. Please forgive a little bit of the audio difficulty, but the program is well worthwhile. So we begin. Hey, if you want to be or claim to be a leader, you need to be a teacher who has conversations that count.
In your life and business, are you having conversations that count? Or are you simply wasting time? My name is Stan Houston, and this is the Master's Class. It's a series of usually about 10 minutes, maybe 7 minutes, maybe even 5 or 3 minutes, but little coaching experiences, or what I oftentimes like to say, I hope they are not just experiences. I hope they are really episodes where you can find something that's really important to you. Something that perhaps you will say, thank you. That was useful. That was useful. Please keep that term in mind. Useful. All right, here we go for today. One of the things that, as we say, we're going to, during this season of Lent, we're going to talk about, hey, what did Jesus do? Because much of the description of his life and his work is actually dealing with the last few days, maybe weeks before his crucifixion, his death, his resurrection, and what he did for his encore. And then we do know what he did for his encore in one very important point. I was once said, one guy told me, he said, hey, Stan, think about this, I'm a devout Jew. And I said, yes, I acknowledge and appreciate that. And he said, well, here's something that maybe you guys could even learn from. Many of us believe that we should be prepared if we get the chance. We know we're going to die. What will be our final words before we die? Then he said, Stan, what would yours be? I'm still working on that. But that's a great challenge. How do you want to be remembered? What will be your final words? Well, we have an interesting point is that we know exactly what Jesus' final words were, but we also know the final words before he flew away. I remember playing that song on the radio for years, I'll fly away. And of course, that's kind of what the Savior did. He just disappeared. Hey, he said, you've seen me. You felt me. You've worked with me. You've touched with me. You've suffered with me. You've been in great danger with me. You've seen great triumphs with me. Go and teach. Go and teach. Go and teach. So here's my challenge. If you want to be a master entrepreneur and a master creator, if you want to be a master of life and business, one of the things you're going to have to define yourself is you're a teacher. Now, when someone asks me what I do, I have a number of lines, but I usually just say this when they say, what do you do, Stan? I pause and say, can I tell you a story? And in the story, they may discover what I do. But if I had to put the words down, I would simply say this, storyteller, because storytelling is the only effective means of communication. Certainly, I'm a broadcaster. I love the microphone, love the radio. I've been a very successful business performance coach. I'm all of that. And I hope that they will also say he was a worshiper. Now, if I can put all those things together and still do the right thing for the people I love, that'll probably make for my success. But because of that, one of the things I want you to learn is how to be a teacher, a mentor. Now, we even use the term, we call it performance mentoring, because we're trying to help people perform And we do that in the very best sense of life. That, yeah, your performance is how you're going to get evaluated in your life and work, your performance review. But more than that, it's also much of life is you're on stage. Being virtual all the time doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. You have to stand up. You have to show up. You have to speak up. All business is show business, and you have to be very good at performing. So it's performance mentoring, and we call it, this is my little book. I said every book should be less than 70 pages, and this made it. Having Conversations That Count. It's performance mentoring. Now, I briefly want to introduce this idea to you. And by the way, if for you and your business you'd like to learn more about this, we can help you do that. But here are the 5 words which you have to think about if you're going to be a teacher, a mentor, a discipler of men and women. Affirmation. The first thing you do always is you speak good to another. You affirm them. Affirmation. Then it's attention. In your conversation, what should we give attention to today? What's important about the work we're doing today? What do we need to attend to today? All right. Now, concentration. How are we going to make life better? What are we going to concentrate on? What are we going to do to improve, to change, maybe even to help transform? What are we going to concentrate to, with, how? Then direction. Okay, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? What are the directions that we agree to? We're going to actually do something. And then we're going to find ways of holding us responsible to doing it. I will tell you this, in my own life, most of the problems I've had is because other people broke their word. Now, I've screwed up a lot myself, but oftentimes I depended on people who couldn't be depended on. And that's a difficult time. And you know that to be true in your own life and business. Today, one of the great problems is that most people are very, very flimsy in keeping their word. They aren't good cowboys who says, my word is my bond. I gave my word. The old lonesome dove story. I gave my word. So you got to do it. All right. Then, benediction. You always close with a blessing. That's right. In fact, Star Trek, remember that series? Actually, Spock gave a little bit of a benediction. Live long and prosper. Now, that's the key to living, teaching, coaching, and consulting well. And I want to teach you how to do it. Remember, your job as a business leader is to be a teacher. And your job is to be a good one, even a great one. And if you aren't very good, then find somebody to work with you to help you be a better one and to help do some of the teaching for you. Because that's your job. And then, remember, the men and women you work with, affirmation, attention, be fully present, concentration. What are we going to do to improve life, business, and our lives and situations better today? Okay, based on that, what are the directions? What are the instructions? What's the commissions? What's the have-tos? What are we going to do? Direction. And then close. Always close with a benediction. Remember, in life, every conversation, every transaction, everything you do, there is no neutrality. People are either better off because they were in connection, doing business with you, or they're not. In fact, in some cases, they're really not better. As one of my mentors said, you either bless or you curse. That's the way it is. That's pretty tough stuff. Don't know how I feel about that, but I know I have to deal with it. So there's our little coaching episode for today. And again, reach out to me. I want you to participate in the class with me. Again, my name is Stan. StanHouston@gmail.com. StanHouston@gmail.com. Reach out to me and I will contact you. I give you my word. I will do that. And yes, just a bit of self-promotion. But you notice I'm at least good enough to put the sign up. Maybe shameless self-promotion. Yeah, maybe you might want to call it selling, but that's okay. Nobody sells, nothing happens. By the way, you're going to learn in the class that Jesus was probably a master salesman, one of the best. And part of our goal is to kind of sell like the master. Let's see if we can learn something from that. But we can help you. I guarantee you that your life and your business and your organization can use some of the services and hopefully the wisdom, insight, and truth that we have. We are not free, but we are modest in our fees. But we will bring full, perhaps change, maybe a bit of confrontation, consultation, and coaching to you that we promise you will be very worthwhile. If not, you don't pay the bill. That's the deal. You have my word. So please reach out to me, and there are all kinds of things that we would like in terms of you also joining us, perhaps helping sponsor us. A little tax-deductible tip would be helpful and appreciated. So we would be grateful for that. We want you to be a player partner in the master's class. And again, peace be with you in this difficult time. Remember, don't be afraid. We will be more than conquerors. All will be well. Bye for now.